am super excited to tell you about this spiritual gift that I found inside of my clients' Akashic records in case it helps unlock and activate something within your templates as well. And we're going to go over some tips for astral projection. I went into her energy field. I saw her with a third eye that was not pointed this way, it was pointed this way, like up and down. And I touched it and I went deeper in and I turned into a cat. And I was looking through its eyes and I was like, what the heck is going on? And I'm looking around and I am in an Egyptian priestess temple and I saw her project out of the cat with her body and start walking around this temple. Later, the same thing happened, but we were in Spain and I was the bull and I was running through the streets. And then I saw her pop out of the bull as well and start walking around. I said, oh, you have the gift of being able to connect with animals, the consciousness of them, and be inside of their body in order to access these different times and spaces throughout history. I said, you've actually been working with animals for a very long time, because a question that might come up is, oh, was that stepping on their free will, the animals? And her higher self said, no, the animals have a choice to say yes or no. They're conscious sentient beings, and so you can put in your request to them, and if they say yes, then you can access these different times and spaces through the animals as portals. She was asking me, well, how do I do that? How do I remember? And I said, okay, well, tell me what has been your current experiences on your awakening journey, specifically with astral projection as well. And she told me that when she was a child that she saw some beings. She said the movie Hercules, where he has the mentor. He's like a centaur. His name is Phil. He's like the little character that is played by Danny DeVito, and he trains Hercules. She said that these beings that she saw when she was a child looked like that and scared her, and she didn't really have anybody to talk to about it, and ended up cutting off some of her spiritual gifts because of that. A little nervous about traversing through the ethers and what she's going to find and what she's going to see. And she was letting me know that every time that she went into meditation and she got in that state of being where it's almost like you're falling asleep, that's the perfect brainwaves to be in for astral travel. She said that it was always really dark in there and that she would get really scared anytime that she walked up to the veil, the precipice points of moving into your astral or etheric body, and she would jump back into her physical and wake up, and she was too nervous to kind of step over that space because what's going to happen, we don't know. It's the unknown out there. I said, okay, we have some PTSD and trauma in our body from those experiences in childhood, and we are holding cellular memories. And what we need to do is heal those things within us. And a way that you can do that, one, is you don't have to start out in the dark when you are accessing the ethers. Like, that's scary even for me in the human world, like being in a dark space. That's a physiology thing. I said, you can be anywhere that you want to be. You can start at the ocean, in the mountains, in unicorn land, wherever you feel safe and comfortable and that excites you. I said, ask your inner children, because they're going to give you some fantastical places to start, and it can be bright and sunny and beautiful. Also, the veil that you are attempting to walk through is also in the dark. That portal to get into the ethers can look like anything too. It can be a jar full of glitter that you jump into, or you can spring off a trampoline, or have a magical elven door to open up and walk through. One of her main concerns was, once she gets on the other side, is what if I get lost? What if I cannot find my way back to my physical body? I said, I totally get that, because that was one of my fears when I first started astral projecting. And where are some safety measures that we can put in place for your inner children to help them find their way back? Make it as silly goosey as you can. It can be a rope that you tie to your physical body. You can leave breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel if you want. You can create chalk art from where your physical body is throughout your travels in the ethers and then find your way back. You can do a fishing pole and hook your physical body in and slowly start unraveling that. And what we can do is when we go in meditation and we get in that state where it's akin to almost falling asleep, is walk 5 feet towards the veil or whatever portal that you're creating with your inner children, and then utilize that silly goosey tool and resource to get yourself back. Wake back up, open your eyes, and say, oh, I'm safe, we're okay. Notice how I was able to get us back to our physical body. Then you can work on 10 feet and 20 feet and 60 feet, and then walking through the veil a little bit and then coming back. And every time you do that, it is going to instill more trust with you and your inner children that you will always get them back. It is also going to release that PTSD and trauma that has been built up in your central nervous system, and cellular memories were overriding that. I said that's probably why this spiritual gift is also coming forward at this time, because when you are going willy-nilly out into the ethers, it's like anything could happen. We could see anything or experience anything. Let's set some parameters. For her specifically, this is shifting into an animal's body, which animals are not scary. They're super sweet and fun and 3D and tangible. It's not like we're meeting some starseed being out there or a creature you've never seen before. This is a dog or a cat or a giraffe or a monkey that we can connect with. Then we are only projecting into different times and spaces throughout human history. You can do this in the past, you can do it in the current, you can do it in the future. And so because you have those parameters of time in human history, it makes it a little less intensive of a feeling of just being out wherever in the cosmos. Great way to start connecting with animals like this is to do animal meditations. You can go on Google or on Tube and type in really any type of animal and it will come up. And you can either read about them or do a guided meditation to help your inner children feel safe with this type of magic and connection. And then when you feel a little bit more stable in those areas, you can ask those animals as well to go on those journeys of working your way towards the veil and feeling safe with that. I said, what is an animal that is really good at tracking? And she said a dog. And I said, yes. And so you could do a dog meditation and then ask that dog to go with you and your inner children on your journey through the veil, and so it can sniff its way back for you. Reminded her, you get to decide how you experience these things. Oftentimes we need somebody else showing us the capabilities that we are able to do, because she said, wow, that was so simple, all of these answers. I said, sometimes simple is the best. So I would love to hear in the comments if this gave you some new perspectives and it helped you open up and awake something within yourself as well. And I hope you have a very magical day.